Hi there, thanks for tuning in. I am doing a New Year's Eve look. Why not? New Year's Eve is such a fun time for makeup. All my clients on New Year's always want these really cool looks. They want to go really glam. Always take loads of glitter with me when I'm working out and about on New Year's Eve, so I had to film something for my channel as well. I've done, actually, this is a look that I created for a client for her wedding. So, hi Poppy, if you see this, you may recognise this. So she wanted a really dark black smoky eye with some glitter. I've made a few changes, so we did more of a pointed cat eye shape for her. And we went with gold glitter, but the placement on the corners I just really loved. That was her suggestion, and it worked so well. We changed it up a little bit for her wedding day. We did the smoky eye in a dark brown instead, but we still kept the gold in there and it looked amazing. She looked stunning, so totally inspired by that. I thought this would be perfect for New Year's Eve. I've done just a really basic lip. I did do my skin first before I filmed the eyes, which I wouldn't normally recommend, but my skin is really not the best at the moment, which is totally my fault. I've had a whole week of eating as much chocolate as I like and drinking wine, so we'll be back to normal soon enough, I think. But yeah, I just wanted to do my skin first today. There wasn't too much fallout. The glitter that I've used is pre-mixed, so there's no loose glitter flying around everywhere. And I didn't have a lot of fallout from the shadow, but I was prepared to just kind of clean up and then touch up my base. Yeah, I've gone for fairly matte skin. I feel like with such a bold eye, I don't want too much else going on, so I've done a really subtle brow, quite matte skin, and I've gone slightly more bronzy on the cheeks than sort of pink or peach with blusher and stuff like that. I'll link everything I've used down below, and yeah, I hope you all had a lovely Christmas. I feel like I've been really busy just seeing people and doing things, and then I was working right up until Christmas as well. So yeah, it's been nice to chill a little bit more the past day or two now that the kind of Christmas madness is over. I was totally spoilt as well. I've got some really lovely presents, so I've got a few new like makeup bits, some clothes and stuff, so yeah, I had a really nice time. So much to eat. I did do a quick vlog if you want to see it. I don't know how interesting it's going to be, but I did post that a couple of days ago if you want to check that out. And thank you for watching my tutorial today. Okay, first up, I'm going to prime my eyes with the Anastasia Beverley Hills eye primer. So I'm just going to put a little bit of that just on my eyelids to prime my eyes. This stuff is so good. It's slightly tinted as well, so it's giving you a little bit of coverage on the eyes, which I always recommend in an eye primer, just to give you a super smooth base for your eye makeup. I'm taking that into the tear duct as well because I'm going to be putting the glitter there, so I want to prime my eyes for that properly, especially because my eyes are quite sensitive. So I think a little barrier between my eyes and the glitter has got to be a good thing. For this look, I'm going to use the best eyeshadow palette ever. I go on and on about this palette like it is the best invention in makeup, but it really is to me. The Morphe Jaclyn Hill palette. It's so good, and it's so good for a smoky eye. And I'm going to start with like a transition shade in my crease. So I think I'm going to use this one here. Just a really light kind of neutral-ish brown. I do like doing a smoky eye with warm tones, like a warm tone brown in the crease, but that does change up the look a little bit. I want this to be quite a classic black smoky eye. So I'm using something that's not too warm, but it's not like a kind of ashy cool tone brown either. And I'm using just a fluffy blending brush just to run this through the crease of my eyes. And I'm taking it up quite high, but that's purely because I have lots and lots of space kind of lid to brow. So this section of my eyes has got a lot of space. So if I keep my eye makeup too close in, when my eyes are open, you don't see very much of it. So I like to kind of use the space that I've got here and take my eyeshadow quite high. You do not have to do this. So if you don't have quite so much space lid to brow, it's not essential for you to take your eyeshadow this high. Work with whatever works for your eye shape. That's easier said than done, but for me, this is just what works. You can see when I have my eyes open now, you don't see very much of my eyelids when my eyes are open because my eyes are a little bit hooded. They're not really hooded, but I do just think that me bringing my eyeshadow out a little bit more and kind of out into the wing shape really works as well, because again I'm using the space around my eyes, not just the space on my eyelid. So I feel like that transition shade makes all the difference when you're doing like a black smoky eye. I think the problem a lot of people have is that they go straight in with the black shadow and that's that, you know, they're then struggling to blend out this really dark colour, and that's where people go wrong and think that they can't do it and think that it's never going to look good. I feel like you definitely need something in your crease first that isn't a particularly dark colour. So even if you don't want the brown part of the eye to be a feature, definitely always put something through your crease. You will not regret it. I'm now going in with a black. This is just your standard matte black eyeshadow. So this one in the corner here. They do all have names, but my eyesight isn't that good. They're tiny written on the back. I'm going to use the same brush and I'm going to start at this outside corner and just get a bit of colour down. So it's not going to look super dark yet, it's not going to look really black, but I just want some colour on my eyes. I think this is the key with any bolder makeup look, whether you're doing a bright red lip, whether you're doing a smoky eye, anything like that, or if you're using bright colours on the eyes as well. I feel like the key is to get some colour down, and then you've got something to start with, something to start working with. You can assess where you need more, where you might need to take a bit off, you need a bit less. So that is my top tip. And you can see how, you know, rough and ready this looks, but that's okay too. Every smoky eye goes through a stage where it just looks messy and terrible, and it's all about how you blend it out. So at this point, get some colour down, you have something to work with and you've made a start. So I'm going to start blending this out now. I have a clean blending brush. It's an Urban Decay one, a smoky crease brush. So it's quite a big blending brush and it's very fluffy. So this is just going to help me kind of start working those pigments around and just softening this edge. Again, I'm not being precise, I'm not being neat. I'm just starting to soften that edge and I'm just starting to play around with the shape as well. So I will always, for my eye shape, take my eyeshadow out into a little bit of a winged shape. So I am just starting to just pull the eyeshadow out a little bit, but nothing major, and it's most important for me just to start to shape the eyes a little bit. So I'm not too worried if it's a bit messy at this point. And it's still not looking good yet. So don't freak out, this is all part of the process. You can see that shape is just starting to come together a little bit. Just going to keep working on these outside corners just to really roughly kind of pull the shape of the eyeshadow. I'm going back to my original blending brush, which has got some brown on it, some black. There's a cat here trying to steal my brushes. Do not recommend, do not recommend. Baby bear, I see you. Hi. Hi. I've got rid of the kitty, she's gone now. So I'm going back to that brush. It's got a bit of the brown shadow, a bit of the black shadow, and again, just really starting to pull that eye out towards my temple. I'm just using what's left on the brush. I've not put any more eyeshadow on there for now. And I'm not taking this up as high as the crease colour. So this is staying a little bit lower. I don't want loads and loads of black eyeshadow all the way up to my eyebrows. That's not a good look. Now that's looking a bit more blended, I am going to darken up the black. So this is another really important step. No one wants a really wishy-washy looking smoky eye. So I'm taking quite a dense brush. I really wanted to use a little flat brush, but all my brushes are dirty. So I'd rather use like kind of a smaller flat brush for this. But I've got this pencil brush, it's a Morphe one. I'll link everything below as normal. but because this is nice and dense, this will do. It's not my first choice, but it's not my last choice. So I'm going to take some more of the black, and I'm going to concentrate that close to the lash line. I don't want the black to be really, really dense, like up towards my brows where I blended it out. I want it to be the darkest on my lids and near to the lashes. So I'm focusing it there, and I'm just patting that on. I'm kind of, again, not being too neat because we are going to blend this out a little bit, but I just want that nice dense colour. So I've just gone through and blended that out a little bit more. I'm relatively happy. I might go in and do a bit more tidying up, but I want to get some colour underneath my eyes. So just using that kind of nice dense brush, I'm going to just pat just a little bit of shadow underneath. I like my eyes very, very smoky underneath, but if I'm doing an eye like this, I don't want too much underneath the eyes because it does just look a little bit funny. Where I take the shadow up so high above my eyes, it does just look a little bit much for me. So sometimes I'll do like quite a barely there shadow on top, but make the underneath of my eyes really, really smoky, and I love how that looks. But I'm still going to go fairly smoky here. So again, I'm just patting some shadow on, and then I might just have a little tidy up with a cotton bud, just a little bit. But I do want this quite kind of smudgy and smoky and soft under the eyes. So my problem is that I am too precise with things, so I drive myself insane, but it's just the way I am. So it's why I kind of struggle to do things like special effects makeup and stuff, because when you look at, say, a bruise on someone's, you know, if I'm doing a bruise on an arm, it's not going to be perfect. It's going to be like organic looking, and I really struggle with that. Like, I have to make a real effort not to do things like that too neat. So doing smoky eyes, it is like a nice little challenge for me, because they are supposed to be a little bit like rock and roll, aren't they? They're not supposed to be super neat, super sharp, super clean. They are supposed to be just, you know, really soft and blended, and, you know, it is a challenge for me not to cut in sharp lines and stuff everywhere. So yeah, keeps it interesting. I'm now going to take just a black eyeliner pencil. I'm using an Urban Decay one. I'll link it below as well. It's the waterline eyeliner pencil, really good. And I'm going to tightline my eyes, which you do not need to see because I'm going to make some really stupid faces. But I'm just going to go right in the lashes on the top and the bottom of my eyes, and that'll be okay. It's now time for the fun bit. I'm gonna add the glitter, everybody's favourite. This is one of the Steeler ones. What's the name? Magnificent Metals. They are so good. They are the best pre-mixed glitters ever. You can see they're, well, I don't know if you can see, it's a nice thick texture, and they dry really quickly as well. So there's no messing around with glitter glue and chucking glitter all over yourself. Super easy to use. Really love them. This is the shade Smoky Storm. So it's kind of, I would say it's a, I mean, it is a bright silver, but it's not like a really bright silver. It's kind of like a sort of tarnished silver colour. I didn't want to go too bright and have it look really loud against the black. You can see it still really pops though, so I'm happy with that. And what I'm going to do, I just want it on the inner corners. I want the rest of the eyes quite dark, I think. So I'm not going to take it too far in, but I am just going to take a little cotton bud and just soften the edges. If I'm doing glitter across someone's lid and doing like a cut crease type of look or something like that, then I will use a brush to kind of blend it out and sort of soften it through, so that it doesn't look, you know, so that it just kind of transitions into the eyeshadow a bit better. But I literally just want to soften the edges of this. I don't want to blend it out too much. I'm gonna add a little bit more to this side as well. I'm gonna pop on some mascara and some lashes and I'll be back. I'm back. I've put on my favourite ever lashes. They are the No. 8 lashes by Peaches and Cream salon in Liverpool, but they sell online. And they are ridiculous, but I love them. They're so long, but the band is still really flexible, so they're not like those kind of, well, I don't wear mink lashes, but the faux mink lashes. I just find the band is too thick. Like, you get these really beautiful long lashes, but they're just not comfortable. But these are just the dream. You get that kind of dramatic lash, but the band is still invisible and really flexible. So these are amazing. I'll link them, and they're so cheap. I'm going to pop on a bit of highlighter. I'm going to use my new favourite, the Revolution Highlighter Reloaded, and the shade is Dare to Divulge. And I'm gonna give my skin a nice highlight because it's New Year's, why not? So just all down my cheekbones. Do my top lip, do my nose, just a little bit. This is so good. It's so good for the price as well. I love it. I'm just going to go really simple with the lip. So I'm just going to do a glossy nude lip. I feel like with some shine on the eyes, a gloss on the lip is really nice. And let's just keep it really, really simple. So I'm using my favourite KKW Beauty liner. The shade is Nude 0.5. It's kind of a light peachy nude. And you can see I've got so much foundation on my lips today. My phone's going mental. Sorry if you can hear that. It's been a car alarm going off all day as well. It's so annoying. I didn't want to put off filming any longer, so I don't know if you've heard that as well. I've lined my lips and I've taken the liner almost all the way into the centre, so I've really shaded like right into the corners. And I'm going to top it with some gloss. This is my favourite gloss at the moment, other than the Patrick Tar gloss, which I really love, and I definitely in 2020 need to try the other shades. It's the Fenty Fussy lip gloss. I like this even better than the original Gloss Bomb. I just love that pink colour, it's so flattering. So I'm going to pop a bit of this on and then we should be all done. Oh, I love this gloss so much, and I love that this is a nude lip but without being like a full coverage lipstick. Just subtle, complements the eyes. I'm really happy with that. That is the look all finished. I'm wearing this dress from Boohoo, which they'll definitely still have in. I don't know if I'm going to wear this for New Year's. I have very low-key plans, and while I love this dress, it's really short. I don't know if I could get away with it like kind of like pinning it a little bit and wearing it as a top, because I really like it and I love the colours. I don't know, we'll see. I've got, what's today? 2 days before New Year's, so I've got a couple of days to find something else. But I hope whatever you're doing, you have a really good time. Stay safe, don't drink too much, and if you do drink a lot, then don't make bad choices. I'll catch up with you guys in 2020. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.